Okay, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about Blackboard and Mindtap. Blackboard is your learning management system, of course. In fact, you've made it here already. Mindtap is another system that will be used that's actually associated with your book. And we'll spend a lot of time in Mindtap, so I'll want to show you how to get there and all of that kind of stuff. But to begin, I'll start by walking you through Blackboard a little bit. You're probably pretty familiar with it already. We already covered the part for Start Here and your instructor and the syllabus. Here are announcements. There aren't any announcements yet, but typically that's where you'll find announcements from me about the course. In here, you will find course content, and I'll talk about that in a minute. In fact, actually, let's talk about it right now. Here it is. Let's go to click Course Content. This first item here is where you go to register for your book, and you can do that by, I think, clicking here with this crazy quick guide title there. Here is a user guide to how to use Mindtap. And again, Mindtap will be the system we end up using for your book. If you have any questions, sadly I cannot help you on the technical side. I'm often just quite as confused as my students. So instead, Cengage has a really strong technical support group who should be able to help you, and you can get to them by clicking on this link here. Now you'll notice a bunch of other things here, quiz 1 through quiz, 13, however many there are. Don't worry about these things. These quizzes you will actually get to in Mindtap. It just so happens in order for the scores to get back here to Blackboard, I have to have them included in this content component, but don't you worry about those there. Instead, what you'll want to do every time you come in to do some reading and so forth is you'll go to Contents, and then you'll go to this little tab here that says HSE 101. So let's click on that guy, and something like this will show up. Let's see what it looks like. It'll be something that looks like that. And this will show the name of the title of the book, Cassiopo Discovering Psychology. Over here, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I can sort of see who's keeping up and basically what scores have been and things like that. And in here, you'll notice things like 3 tabs here. You can look at views according to a calendar view by clicking that. This tells you, I think, when everything is available. Or you can look at it according to this, which sort of shows you, all of the different pieces of information. But I think this one here might be really useful to you. So this shows you what it is you're supposed to do, when that information becomes available, and of course when the due date is for it. And often in these things there will be a component here. This is sort of chapter 1. There will be a component of reading that you'll need to do, and then there will be some videos that you need to watch. In fact, there's quite a few videos here, which is one of the reasons we're giving you 2 weeks on this particular section. And then in here we'll get to articles and documents to view, and then there's usually a quiz at the end. So that's kind of the idea. Don't worry about all of this stuff here that's supposed to be hidden from you, and in fact it is in your system. It's just that I can't seem to hide it on my display. And then you'll move on to the next one, which will say chapter 2, and again tell you what to read and so forth. Again, anything that looks like this where it's kind of grayed out, you will not see on your computer screen, so don't knock yourself out about that. So that's the idea, is you'll go through each of these activities. So let me see if I can go back, and I wonder if this will do it. It does. Okay, good. So again, that's HSE 101 we'll go to. Let's see here. That's our course content. Don't worry about these things. There is an area for discussions. So if we click on discussions, this will be a place where we can, use for various discussions in class. One of the most important ones, in fact, probably the one we'll use the most, is called hallway conversations. Please use this area to ask questions of me and other students, and that way we can sort of learn from each other. So I'll monitor the hallway conversations. If you post something and don't hear anything back from me for a while, maybe a day or two, would you just send me an email and let me know? I do try to keep up on these hallway conversations, but it's just from time to time I tend to forget it. So when that's the case, if you would be so kind as to just remind me that there's a question in hallway conversations, I would really appreciate it. Okay. So those are kind of the main areas that you'll need to worry about. There will be an area in here for my grades, so you can look at your grades there and so on. But those are kind of the main components. I'm going to come back in the next video and talk with you about the research credits.